He telling it to keep it. He telling the lead board to keep quiet. My bro is streaming. He trying to shut them up. Yeah, maybe he barking because of Happy Chaos played me. He wasn't barking. Okay, let me put it up here. Maybe he stopped. Let's see. Oh, he stopped. Yo, what's going on, YouTube? We are back. You already know I'm about to tell you guys right now. Support your boy, okay? Support him. All right, so today's video, we did a tier list, man. This is the tier list, the meta, which characters godlike, which characters isn't good, before we get into season 2 of Guilty Gear Strive. But before we jump into the video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and let me know how you guys feel about this video. And let me know if you guys want to see more tier lists. I know you guys be liking the discussion, so I feel like we should talk about discussions, right? So let's talk about things that you guys want to talk about. All right, let's jump into it. I just put sad face here because I didn't know what to put here. But who knows? It might be a character here. It might be a character with this sad face. Let's get started, right? I'm going to make it more interesting. I'm going to say this is ordered. Yeah, I like that, huh? Yeah, ordered. Ooh, ooh. I feel like not being ordered is a little too boring. We got to put some order in this house. You feel me? We need order to be restored. You feel me? We starting off hot, ladies and gentlemen. Axl, can we all agree? Everything that we needed. It's crazy. I like with Sleepy, bro. He'd get like an Axl alert. He like, wait, hold up. Who said he was top tier? Yeah, we had to gaslight Sleepy real quick. All right, look. So I feel like these are going to be the two topics that we're going to talk about, right? So it's obviously these characters, right? Boom and boom. But who's first? I think Ramathal is first. I think she is the best character. One of the biggest issues in this game that every character kind of has to deal with, even though their offensive tools is like mad, like oppressive, or like their buttons are like mad oppressive, is when they get put on defense. Happy Chaos can get snowballed very easy. In my opinion, not having a reversal option in this type of game is really, really bad. Really bad. Like we can all agree, like it's very bad. It's like goddamn, you know? I feel like Happy Chaos and Zato are kind of similar in terms of like snowballing you, but obviously Zato has to take a little bit more like interactions versus Happy Chaos. Happy Chaos doesn't really have to take a lot of interactions. It's just the problem is like the character is just he just hit hard, and like you're gonna have to take this. Period. In discussion, that's it. I'll have to actually put this character probably down here. Being here doesn't mean you're bad. He telling it to keep it. He telling the lead board to keep quiet. My bro is streaming. He trying to shut them up. Yeah, maybe he barking because of Happy Chaos played me. He wasn't barking. Okay, let me put it up here. Maybe he stopped. Let's see. Oh, he stopped. Regardless of what character is on this list, I think this character is the best here. Leo Whitefang. This is pretty obvious. And to be honest with you, I would say these are the only two characters that have the best of everything. Any player that plays these characters are a big threat. These are the two biggest popular characters. Every time you see a Leo, you almost see an upset. Every time you see a Ram, you always see an upset. These are literally the two dominating the best of everything, which is why I put them exclusively together. Nobody else. Literally nobody else is on this level. Leo struggled against Axl. I don't know about struggle. Maybe even. Yeah, I guess even is now. I guess modern day even is up there. Being easy to play definitely helps consistency. Yes. And for me to say, and I still stand by, this character is not as hard as people say. But we can both agree that these characters are the most alphabetical characters I've ever seen. Alphabetical slaughter. And you guys know exactly where I'm about when I say alphabetical slaughter. Bro, this is the most ABC character I've ever seen in my life, bro. This character is like Goo Goo Gaga, like at its peak. You just gotta take the diaper off eventually. That's all I'm saying. It be stinky. These characters literally hit A, B, and C, and will send your ass to F. I gotta throw it to Giovanna now. I think Giovanna is actually mad good. And I will say her only problem is literally she don't have like the conversion of meterless like these characters. Like the straight hit damage, but when she get a counter hit, she looks just like these characters. But you know what's crazy? I've been saying this character was top tier every time, and you know what the GeoBlains did? They gaslighted me. You know what they said? You know what they told me? They said you could just FD her out. That's what they told me. They told me just FD her. Oh look, oh look, oh man, look, Geo's weakness. Oh wait, but what? Look, what's that? Tension? Where's the tension at? Where can it go? Just FD. So, moral story, honestly, I think this character's only weakness is like off regular hits, stray, the character doesn't do a lot of damage, but you know what stands out with this character? This character, hard knockdowns consistent. All of her specials are actually either plus or safe against a lot of the cast. I want to say against against like 3 characters it's not safe, but all of her moves are not punishable. Yeah, like Nago, which brings me to my next character, Nagoriyuki. This character has all the conversions that you could ask for. One of the things that a lot of people don't talk about, which is very important in like button interactions, this character has no recovery and no hurt boxes. Nago could be -3 and you could press a 3-frame move, but because his button has like this unique property that ArcSys decided to like, I don't know, somebody like was in the middle of a fight and they were like fighting near a keyboard and they started like mashing on the keyboard. I don't know what it was, but they deleted the hurt box in that fight. They felt wherever they got, when they got into a fight, they hit all the hurt boxes. All the hurt boxes got removed. And bro, his 5K is one of the best 5K buttons that you could ever ask for any character. And people say this is on the same tier as Johnny. No. The reason why I'm gonna say it's better than Johnny's is because at least Johnny had to level up. This character hits you with a 5K, your life bar is leveling down. You are losing about 60% minimum. You're losing about 60% minimum. Outside of that, he has one of the best mobilities in the game. Every Nago player will literally tell you that he probably does not. He has a dash that cancels off everything. He has stuff that are minus that makes it plus or safe, depending on it. Not only that, he has a teleport that goes forward or backwards. He has a move that we like to call Beyblade that also moves forward and is a attack that hits upper body, it low crushes, it beats normals in the air, it literally covers 3 options. And excuse me, and at worst, listen, at worst it's 0 on block. At worst, you understand why I'm saying at worst? At worst, it's 0 on block. At worst. If you miss space, you're 0 on block. You understand how mentally helpless the Nago players must feel being 0 on block with no hurt boxes and no recoveries on all their normals? I'm sure they're like, I'm sure they want to quit. So Badguy. I would say his strength is damage. His normals are versatile, but I think one of the biggest issues is that a lot of his stray hits now, they lose to like a very strong common button, which is like a lot of the 6Ps for some odd reason. 6Ps are like crush counters. Most of his good moves got toned down. Bandit Revolver, he lost a lot of Oki. One thing I will say that keeps him here with everybody else is that all of his attacks are knockdown. He has very good health, very good Dragon Punch. He has dash cancels. We haven't even talked about having dash cancels, how privileged it is having a dash cancel in this game. But has, you know, one of the strong dash cancels. His strike throw game is pretty good. I would say his weakest button is like his low options, right? I feel like his low options don't really do the same consistent strong strength that like all his other buttons do. Like his mids and his highs are pretty good. His air normals are brawling. But I honestly think the 6S hurt box, you know what's crazy? The 6S hurt box that happened to him actually brought him so far, because now these characters can flail from a distance. It's crazy that they did not add hurt boxes to none of these characters, but they gave it to one button of his, which was like his mid-range attack. I tell you what though, Soul would look like these 2 characters versus all these characters down here. Which brings me to Zato. I mean, we can all agree that this character is super ridiculous. And Eddie coming back so fast is actually so insane, by the way. I feel like with this version of like Eddie, you don't really have to be very good at like managing like Eddie's life, because it just comes back. Bro, you can just summon a pose and run around on a pose and opponent. That's like 2 seconds already gone, because you have to evade a pose. It's like you already wasted like 2 seconds like evading a pose. He only has one really strong button, which is like 2P, 5P, 6P. I would say those are like his best buttons. His other normals are really good, but they have like a lot of like utility, right? Like they're like, oh, this is good against this character. They have like very niche utilities, but it's still good. But I'll say his go-to buttons are all coming from his jabs. He doesn't have reversals to get him off of you, but his supers, I want to say he has some of the best supers in the game in terms of utility. Like they work everywhere, and it's always good to do it everywhere. You know why? Because the hard knocks down, or it gives him pressure. You understand? So it's just super good because you actually don't play. Zato here. Okay, so now we're going to go to the final character here. May. I think May is the weakest of mostly everything. Yep. I think she is the last of the crop. I think May's biggest issue is that because they added like the hurt boxes of like the dolphins now, that 6Ps are just brolic. Her damage output still outrageous. Burst safe routes. 6P still very strong. Has so much setups. Has a command grab. I mean, bro, we can keep going. Her 5H having no recovery is ham. She also have high health. And she has crazy mobility and jump options. She has almost everything. And she's doing well. This is it, guys. These are the characters that you'll always see in top 8. You will always see these characters in top 8. They will always show themselves here. You'll always be mad that you lost to these characters. You're never going to be happy about losing this character. You're never going to be happy about losing this character. You're never going to be like, yo, Nago is fun. Now the next character comes my boy right here. Woo! The king of the crop. The man who's going to deliver us from evil. Let's bring back Greasever. It's crazy that these people who be like, yo, they need to bring back Greasever. They don't play Kai. They actually just want you to do it so you could be like minus like 30 on block and counter hit state. They actually just want to punish you. Kai, everything he does is okay. I would say his biggest reward is like his corner. If you get hit by like some of those good moves, like his hurts, right? He does great damage in the corner. Here's the problem with this though. The corner eventually breaks, and that's a flaw in itself. And we're not going to talk about the other flaws. He has a belt. I don't know why, but when he has shock state on you and he does die air clock, it actually makes the combos harder to do. And then on top of that too, we don't have an indication of how long shock state lasts. So sometimes you'll do a combo into vapor thrust, and at the last second, your shock state goes away. Can you elaborate how it makes Kai's life hard? The reason why it makes Kai's life hard is because, let's say for example, most window, you get a couple of hits, right? You get a couple of hits, and then you get a good hit. Because this game counts regular hits, you do invisible wall damage. Because you do invisible wall damage, that means that your next hit, when you're at the wall, doesn't do the damage that you want it to do. You lose out on damage. And that's one of the biggest flaws that I think why he can never be as good as these characters because of that. It's like little things like that holds him back. Another big issue is when you throw a fireball and it goes off the screen, the game still registers as the fireball still leaving the map. So you cannot throw a fireball for a period of time, which is so bad. It is so bad in this game because it's the only character that has that problem. Every other character do not have that problem. He has that problem. That is bad, bro. So when you throw a fireball and you try to throw another fireball, you get far slash. Imagine a character like Soul that just far slash moves him forward. You got punished for trying to throw a fireball. And there's no indication of when you can throw the fireball. You don't know. So it's like RNG. The only thing that is good about Shock State is that Food Arc is plus on block. And Vapor Thrust knocks him high. Let's talk about RTL. RTL is great when it breaks the wall. Can we talk about when it doesn't break the wall? How minus you are on hit? RTL super goated. As a spectator of Kai, RTL is amazing. Dragon Install, let's talk about Dragon Install. Dragon Install buff was so gaslighting. Are you going to sit here and try to tell me if you get hit after popping Dragon Install that you're not going to die? It's literally a last resort move. The tool itself inside of that is some of the strongest tools in the game. I don't understand why they actually want to keep it locked so bad. But let's talk about the good things about Kai though, because I don't want it to be like, oh, this character sucks. The character is actually pretty good. Nice normals, great up close normals, pretty solid. He has a lot of mobility in terms of like special moves, which is very nice. His weakest tools is his fireball. His fireball actually sucks. The best thing that he has is his Oki fireball. His Oki fireball is godlike. And JD is trash. JD and Stun Edge are his worst tools. But he has amazing air-to-air normals. Like I think Jump K is one of the best normals in the game. It's been like that since he started off in Guilty Gear. Now let's go to the next character, But I'm gonna talk about her, but it's gonna be a little twist. This character is good, but I definitely don't think this character is up here with this. Like, you guys gotta understand, like, Ino's movement alone is not on the same level as these characters. Like, Ino's movement alone loses to like all of these characters' tools, bro. Like, yes, when she gets started, it's messed up. But like, bro, we watched some of the best players get 5K and 6H down to this tier. Like, we seen it. And like, all of her moves are like gambly as hell. Because these characters, for some weird privileged reason, one move covers like 3 options, including Kai. 5K covers a lot of options. Yeah, 5K anti-air is good. Her buttons anti-air is mad good too. The only character that's going to have a hard time dealing with that is Zato. But you know what he got? Oppose. I don't know if Frog beats Stroke the Big Tree. I'm not sure about that. I just know Oppose beats all of it. She has alright damage. She has great reset. She has great pressure. She has messed up Oki. Great super damage. Yeah. If you get hit by her, if you get hit by her, it's over. Now let's go for the next character. My boy Chip. Chip is good, but he has a little bit of issues too. And I think making this character a straightforward character was the biggest flaw that they actually did, which was crazy. His mix-up potential was what made him good. On top of like his good, well-rounded tools. Now that his mix-up is like not as strong, it's very easy to like explode him, right? Which is a flaw in itself, because he already explodes. But that doesn't mean he's bad, and that doesn't mean his mix-up is bad either. It doesn't mean that either. But it definitely has more risk than reward. Chip mobility alone, he has great normals too, even though his hurt boxes are kind of capped because they didn't put it for everybody else. But he has great buttons. His damage is solid for what his archetype is. His tool sets are solid for what it is, but his biggest flaw is he lost one of the things that made him super strong was his mix-up. His mix-up is not as threatening as it was before, because now it has more of a risk now, you know? So let's go to the next one. This is going to be a hard one, honestly, bro, because I feel like this is such a big topic. This is so hard. I think people sleep on this character, bro. But the reason why people sleep on this character is because they don't be doing the things that they do up here. But I think this character is mad solid. But it's very hard to see the character strength because of like when you play characters like this, you're blinded by light. Well, darkness, excuse me. You're blinded by darkness. I think this character is actually one of the characters that be like, you know how like when the passion notes drop and you hear like, oh, this character got nerfed real hard, this character got nerfed, ha ha ha, blah 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 blah. I feel like this character gonna get like 3 changes and this character is gonna be like up here, and everybody's gonna be complaining about this character. Keyblade wise, character's mad solid. Got some, definitely got some jailing setups. Obviously it costs meter, but again, positive bonuses in this game. It's not that hard to get meter here. Oh, Umisho. Let's not talk about. That's another character I was going to bring up. This character right here. I think this character is also good with some unfortunate flaws. These 2 characters, I'm going to make sure that I keep an eye on these characters. Because these characters, I'm telling, they are 2 changes away of people starting to complain. What's Baiken's flaws? I think her parry is actually very, very hard to like in a game like this, when an opponent messes up and you parry, you did the right thing, but the opponent messes up and you're in counter hit state, I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy that it's not like active for like another like 4 frames, bro. They could give us 4 frames. Just 4 more frames. That's crazy. I think 4 more frames alone would make this character up here. Because now you could actually start like playing the mind game of like, oh, this person's gonna like run up and do this, I'm gonna throw the parry out. Nah, 10 frame parry toxic? Oh, but Tosugeki isn't? Oh, okay. We see the bias now coming out. There you go. Let the demon come out. Let the demon come out. But you know what's crazy? I wouldn't mind them reducing the damage of Baiken's parry for my 4 frames. Honestly, I don't really care about the damage. I care about the use of the tool. Yes, make it 10 frames and drop the damage would be the most perfect. I will be so happy with that change. Like that is actually so nice. I would love that. And also increase the size of the the grab range too. Like don't also make it where if they're not going to increase the range of like where it actually grabs, what they should do is they should make it where if you get a successful parry and you RC it, you get a combo. Give me that. Give me where I get a parry, I 4 RC and I get a combo. I may not get like crazy damage, but let me get a hard knockdown. Let me get my 2H Kabari. Boom, we in there. Let me play. Dash cancel with lone parry, that actually doesn't seem bad. That actually seems pretty cool. I think that would be pretty good because it'll kind of work like her old parry, right? From like the older games, because she's already like running at you and slide. So I think if she'd be able to parry and dash cancel it, that'd be pretty cool. I don't think Millia and Pot is not there. No, I don't think Pot is there. I think, no thing about Pot is like random. Like he's like a coin flip. It's like you see him there and you don't see him there. But he's the king of issues. A big problem, in my opinion, is his jab not hitting crouchers and being as slow as it is. So like when you get up in his face, he actually don't have a lot of good defensive options. It's actually really bad. He has to like do random things. The good thing about his random things is that if he's right, he kills you. He has great buttons and he has great Oki. Everything else is not that great. Slight hit used to be unblockable. You understand? It used to be unblockable. Now it's a low. Now he has a move to not make you jump anymore. And he had Hammerfall break to make it look like he'll fake you out of slide hit. And now that move has gotten nerfed drastically. So he don't have a lot of moves to fake you out. All he has is gimmicks. But when he's right on his gimmicks are godlike. But he can win because if he touches you one time, you die. That is the nature of the game. It doesn't matter how bad he is. If he touches you once, he kills you. GEICO. I think GEICO is pretty good. This character also has a lot of problems, but she also has a lot of good things. Her biggest flaw, she's the only character that is resource based that don't start off with her resources. You understand how bad that is? You understand how naturally bad that is, bro? Is that she's the only resource character that don't have her resources with her. Like, that is so bad in this game. Because, you gotta fight characters like Nago. Another thing, too, is I think her reversal is actually one of the worst reversals that you can have sometimes. Because for some weird reason, command grabs go through it. Or, like, some moves just have, like, weird-ass, like, off-the-ground property that it just loses. I think the good things, though, is like, I think her minion game, once she gets started, is like some of the most obnoxious pressure in the game. It's very hard to tell whether if her setups are real or not. She can really fake you out a lot. She can really make you think that this is like legit pressure and like surprise you with like a mix-up, which is really nice. She has very solid normals. I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't lead to like everything like the other characters, but she has solid buttons. Very solid. Far slash, 2K, 2D, 6H, 2H, 5H. She has very good buttons. You know what's crazy? I think if they buff YRC, where they make it where the meter penalty is not as bad, it's like bad. It's the same as like a regular roaming cancel. I think she'll get nerfed. I think that's a big nerf. Mr. Lewis. I would say this character is better than this character, honestly. I think so. I actually think this character is better than GEICO. Goldlewis Checkmate is one of the best checkmates in this game. So checkmate is like, it's like chess, right? So like, you know how like if you checkmate the king, you win, right? So when we say like he has one of the best checkmates in the game, he has a certain condition where if he gets that condition, there is absolutely not a lot of things the opponent can do to get out of this situation. He has to take a certain thing. If he has 100 meter and you have, let's say, 30 meter, you're taking at least 60% off chip. At least 60% off chip. Probably 40%. I might be a little too extreme, but you're definitely taking 40%. He actually wants you to block. He actually doesn't want you to get hit. That's crazy. That's the craziest about that character. Is he actually don't want you to get hit. He actually wants you to block. Post FD nerf, he definitely doesn't want you FDing. Yeah, he doesn't want you FDing, but he definitely doesn't want you to get hit either. I would say Goldlewis. I can't even say what characters Goldlewis beats. But you know what Goldlewis beats? He beats your meter. He beats your life bar and he beats your meter. And he could do that really good. What issues does he have? Poor mobility. Being like a big target is very easy to hit him. And he has a lot of stubby normals. But when he gets on top of you, he becomes a vortex character. It's crazy how night and day, how Goldlewis changed like archetypes. This is why I feel about these characters. And I think this is I think this might be the last of the last. I guess we can add one more. Yeah, I guess so. I guess we can add Millia. Millia has a lot of issues. Damage is one. Her normals with like stray hits is not threatening. her kit alone, like the only thing that's super good for her is that when she gets like the nice spot of 2K 2D, that's like her biggest tool. But her mid-range against like a lot of these characters is like not that great. You know what's crazy? The best thing that actually changed for her, that made her better, but it made everybody else better because it was a quality of life change, is that her jump heavy slash counter hits, like the slowdown. That was the best change she had. Because that change is actually goated. But you know what? Everybody else got that. And also, like, she explodes. She doesn't do a lot of damage. She explodes. And another thing, too, is, like, I feel like her matchup spread is not, like, good. Or I wouldn't say good. It's not strong. Let's go to a lot of issues, man. This is the last man, dude. A lot of issues. His best strength is the popularity of others. If everybody decided to go on strike and not play these characters, he will probably be struggling. Literally, the popularity of these characters. This character, when he gets put on his back, he doesn't do, like, you know what's crazy? Him and Happy Chaos are very similar in terms of, you got it. I guess we're gonna call it the modern day zoning. We're gonna call it the modern day zoning. You know, spacing, whatever you want to call it. They do the same. But you know what's crazy? When he knocks you away, you feel it. You feel it instantly. When he knocks you away, you know what he gets? He's just like a normal character like everybody else. Yeah, some characters he does really good against. Those characters happen to be the most popular characters. But let's say, for example, if we had Mad Millia's running tournaments, and Millia's was like as popular as like these characters, you would never see Axl. Alright, guys. ArcSys, please. You know what's crazy about Faust is I think Faust is actually good. But when you look at everybody else's good, can you really put this man with everybody else? Genuinely asking. Like, he's good. But is his good is on the same level as everybody else? It's hard to say who he does well against. Like, Faust can win an invitational, but to win like a big tournament, that's really hard. But I think Faust can win an invitational though, because the character pool is smaller. It means higher chance of getting more lucky brackets. Then Gold should be there too. But the thing is about Goldlewis is Goldlewis has something that, like, Goldlewis have like checkmate situations. Faust doesn't checkmate. He also has high damage. Also, his super is super good. I think the super PRC is really good. That's his best thing, I would say. Why Anji so bad? Bro, you know Anji is minus on everything he does. You know, you could, if he 2P into 6H, you know that's grab. You know you could grab between that. He has no conversion off his jabs. All of his follow-ups on Fusion can be punished before it even comes out. Any DP character doesn't have the whole Fusion mix. And if you don't have a DP character, you probably have like a crazy ass jab option. Nice thing about this game that Anji can beat your ass if you're not paying attention. You know what's crazy? Any game that you play, if a bad character, if you're not paying attention, they're gonna beat your ass. So even with that, Anji still doesn't have anything more unique. Fujin is kinda good, but it's the only thing he has. Kinda good? Do you know what good looks like? Fujin is not good. Now, cool is good. Cool is good. It's very good. Fujin, that's how you gaslight people. It still blows my mind they let Leo be Leo and refuse to add Anji to the game. I know, Sleepy. Are you scared of Season 2 changes? I'm scared that they're not going to change things that I would like for the competitive side. I'd be really sad, to be honest with you. So yeah, I hope this is my list on this. This is my final opinion before Season 2. And you know somebody going to tell you? Somebody going to look in your face and be like, see guys, this balance is so perfect. Like anybody can win. Anybody can win. Yup. Anybody can win. Everybody can do it. Yup.